Looking for cool must-have products or the latest life-improving technology? Join product design experts Tracy Hazzard and Tom Hazzard in their search for the next little thing. Those seldom hyped, low-tech, but well-designed things you won't be able to stop raving about. The show is not sponsored or affiliated with any of the things or companies being reviewed today unless otherwise disclosed. So get ready to discover the next little thing you just can't live without.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the next little thing. I'm Tom Hazzard along with my co-host Tracy. Today, we're going to share with you our thoughts on decidedly a little thing that maybe is a big thing for a lot of people. And I'm going to let you know straight away, we're not fans of this little thing.
Yeah, it's never making the little thing hot list. Not going to make the next little thing a hot list. It's never going to be on my desk or in my ears, because that's what it is. We're talking today about Apple AirPods. AirPods in general, like whether they're like aftermarket somebody else's brand, but the wireless AirPod things that are big white things that stick out of your ears and hook to your phone or to your mobile devices.
Yeah, they connect to usually your phone or your laptop, any device that has a microphone and a input and a speaker output that has Bluetooth capability, because they are Bluetooth wireless devices.
Right. And they have a speaker in them, a microphone in them. Sorry, that's what I mean. A microphone in them so that, it picks up your voices. So you can do phone calls with them. You can listen to music. You can do whatever you want with them. And people love them. I know there are lots of people who love them. We hate them. We're
really
designers and we're big Apple fans.
We are huge Apple fans. And, I felt guilty because my mother gave me a pair for Christmas a couple of years ago. And I knew when she gave it to me, it's like, she just wasted some money on this, because I knew I wasn't going to really enjoy it. I wasn't going to use it. And I didn't want it to just sit idly by wasting it. So I actually gave it to our adult daughter, and who was like, "Ooh, those AirPods, I'll take them." She was all over it. But let's talk about why we don't like them. And Tracy, maybe I'll start with a couple of my reasons, and then you can share a couple of yours. Personally, there's something about using a wireless device like that, putting them in my ears. It's communicating with signals all around my head, through my head. There's just something I don't like about that. And I'm sure a lot of you are going to say, "Oh my God, how old is this guy who's, afraid of technology?" I'm actually not afraid of technology. I'm actually a CTO at our company, and I really embrace technology, but something I just don't like about that conceptually. But that's probably the most minor reason that I'm not a fan. I'm really not a fan because of the quality of the microphone. And, if you're ever watching TV these days, or watched, any kind of news shows or opinion shows where they have a panel of people on, that the screen is split into 3 or 4 people, and everybody's remote at home, especially over the pandemic. This started in a big way. They used to have panels of people try to be in the studio. Now everybody's at home, right? And inevitably, at least one person on the panel is using AirPods or some other version of them. And I don't care if it's the Apple product or it's a third-party aftermarket one. The microphone quality is not good, and you can hear it compared to any other people on the panel. Their microphone quality is not good. It's in their ear. It's further away from their mouth. All sorts of things. It's just, it may be more well suited to making phone calls from your phone, but for Zoom calls and for broadcast television and for podcasting in particular, which of course we know a lot about, I would never use them. Tracy, what are some of your pet peeves?
Yeah, let me just also say that they look stupid. Like, that's my number one reason. They look stupid on you on camera. They do. You got these white bars sticking out of your ear. You look ridiculous wearing them. They sticking out of your ears. It's terrible looking. And I just think it's actually, to me, I look at that and I go, unprofessional. Like, immediately, that's what I say. I was like, this is unprofessional. But not to mention that is that what you don't realize is if you're a woman and you stick those in your ears and you have hair like I do, they rub against it and they make this annoying rustling sound that's
In the
in the
microphone?
background in the
Mm.
microphone. And it sounds terrible, whether you're making a phone call or actually making a recording, doesn't matter. There's actually a really bad sound. So unless you've got your hair back, or you're like a guy like you, Tom, with almost no hair that near your ears or around your face, right? Then what's happening is that they're showing like that. That's the only thing you can see on people is you're like looking at them. So to me, they're like overly flashy, overly priced, and not actually as functional as they should be, not as great quality as they should be for the price. So that's why they don't make my list of the next little thing. It has to be like a great value. I mean, our definitions of the next little thing have to be like, you're getting an incredibly great value for the price that you spent. And that's not here. There are lots of other, wired microphone headphones that do better sound than that.
Oh, clearly much better sound if you use an actual physical wired headset. And for me, that's what I actually prefer. First of all, I don't want to have to always carry around that case to charge them. And I don't want them to run out of battery in the middle of a phone call or in the middle of a Zoom call or in the middle of a podcast recording. I mean, that would be the worst thing to have to deal with. And when you plug into your phone directly with a wired headset, not only is the quality of the microphone better, the quality of what you're listening to is better. You don't have to worry about the battery ever running out. So to me,
but it's not just
like,
the battery running out, Tom. It's not just the battery running out. There's a whole bunch of connection issues I've had. So I've done a lot of interviews, and sometimes people will come with them, and there's always this like, oh, I can't get it to work. Like it's not in the right place. And they don't even realize that they're not using the microphone. It's not connecting properly. So they're using their computer for their voice. And so it's like a whole hassle. And I usually eventually have to convince them to get rid of them. And that happens 9 times out of 10 in an interview.
Well, I think we have some particular experiences, use cases, some needs as podcasters that maybe a lot of other people don't. And if they're just using them for a phone call, or they're using it just to listen to music wirelessly and to not have any wire they're dealing with, then maybe it's a fine product. But that's not us. And the other thing I know, I mean, I'd love to see stats on how many people have lost one, have misplaced or lost one,
lost the recharging place. I heard from a flight attendant about how many they pick up in airplanes every single time. And it's a ridiculous number over time. They could end up with dozens of them at the end of a day. That's like huge amount lost.
It's incredible. I mean, I'm sure the manufacturers love it because, they get to sell more of them. But, I don't know, these things, I'm surprised that there hasn't been also more written about how these little things are a choking hazard for children, because they're definitely too small. If a toddler swallowed that thing, that would be really bad.
Yanked it out of your ear. I can't tell you how many times I've had earrings yanked by toddlers. So you can imagine they could easily yank that out of your ear if you're holding them. So yeah, not our favorite. That's why it's not going to make the next little thing list. We thought we'd give you something for a change, because we're always raving about products here, but we thought we'd tell you some, occasionally sometimes when things fall short of making our criteria. Now, Tom and I are designers, right? I just want to remind you of that. So we're designers here. So we also have a different standard of, we understand how products are made. We understand the value proposition of those products. And so it's a lot easier for us to identify something that is out of balance in that. And this is definitely one of them. AirPods are out of balance with the price being charged and the quality of what you receive from both a user interface, like in terms of your use case, and the quality of the actual physical microphone and earphone portion.
All right. Well, I think we've certainly not made a friend of Apple and maybe some other companies today on that one.
But we are huge Apple consumers otherwise, so they can't complain, because we certainly spent enough money in our lifetime there.
Well, and still spend money there with those companies. I just got a new MacBook recently, but the reality is, the point Tracy and I want all of you listeners to understand is, we're going to tell you what we really think. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to, say something is better than we think it is. We're going to give you an unvarnished opinion based on our experience.
Absolutely. And if you'd like to know anything about all the other products that we've reviewed here, or you'd like connect to any of them, or find out some of the, occasionally we have screen shares and videos and other things when we're reviewing products here, you can go to nextlittlethingpod.com and check it out. So thanks everyone for listening. We will be back next week with another Next Little Thing.
Want to get the next little thing? Visit nextlittlethingpod.com for discounts, links, and connections straight to all the next little things featured on this show. If you think your thing is the next little or big thing, we want to hear all about it. Apply to be the next little thing at nextlittlethingpod.com. Now go out and rave about the little thing.